Yo,
Yo, my boys, what is good? It is Friday, March 19th. Thank God it is Friday.
it's Friday. Gotta get down on Friday. No, all right, my bad.
I was just about to say, I'm not so hyped because every day feels like Friday right now. And
Not mine.
that's the situation that I'm in right now. But we're here, guys. Radical Folk Podcast. Let's get into this. My name is Daniel. For the people that have never seen these videos,
My name is Chris.
My name is Ethan, and you're sitting on the couch watching this. Subscribe. You know what to do. Hit that red button to subscribe right now.
Down below. Hit it.
So Chris, what's the opening topic going to be today? So you can.
So we had a really good conversation. If for those that haven't watched the last video, about unpopular opinions, and me and my fiance had a very deep discussion about this unpopular opinion that I had, and I wanted to get your guys' take on it as well. So my opinion was that in your 20s you shouldn't be complacent. I feel like that's the time where you don't have kids, you don't have any sort of big responsibilities, to where you shouldn't be complacent and you should be working as hard as you can in whatever the hell you're gonna do to set, the rest of your life. And she said she disagreed. She said that, you should be able to, enjoy your 20s and, do whatever you want. And then if you want to figure it out, you can figure it out in your 30s. I told her my argument was that in my 30s, I want to enjoy my kids. I want to enjoy whatever the hell I've built in my 20s. But that's supposedly I'm a little selfish for that. I'm a little too ambitious for that. But what do you guys think?
I mean, the best example I can give you is just the age gap between your 20s and 30s. Like, I mean, let's be realistic. When you're 30, most people don't want to have a kid when you're like 35 years old. Like, I'm talking about a newborn. So between 30 to 35, that's like that rough time of, am I want to have a kid when I'm in my 30s? Most people have it in their late 20s. Yeah. So I get what you're saying, Chris, because at the end of the day, like, when you're between the ages of 18 all the way to like 26, let's say, you can fucking party and go to work the next day like nothing happened. So if you're going to be out partying, having fun, might as well put that energy to something that's going to help yourself to set up, your timeline, because who said a 40-year-old can be out here having the time of their life? Won't be the same time of your life, but at least you can have the time of your life.
Very true.
E?
No, I completely agree with Chris. I mean, at this time is the best chance to work as much as you can to save for the 30s. And the whole kid discussion is different. I mean, everybody has a different age. By accident, anything could happen.
Yeah, I was gonna say kids, like, you can't really control kids because kids kind of come whenever life decides to throw you some kids. But
yeah, but there's ways around it. Let's keep it a stack, and I'm pretty sure all of us here are not thinking right now. If it happens, you're thinking right now, like, I'm gonna make sure it doesn't happen. I'm gonna find ways around this. It's not happening.
All right. Yeah, but I get it. Like, it's more towards the work and like career side of it. Like, whatever you're trying to build, better said. Like, I think that's my point. Like, if you're trying to build something, like whether you're trying to build a brand or you're trying to build that clothing brand or you're trying to build that, sneaker store, you're trying to, whatever you're trying to build, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like the right time to do it is in your 20s, when you have that ambition, when you have the energy to do it, and you don't have the distractions around you like you would in your 30s. Because obviously when you're in your 30s, like, most likely you're going to be in a serious relationship, number one. Number two, that's going to take up half your time. They're not going to, your significant other isn't going to want to see you working, till all types of time at night, trying to build whatever the hell you're trying to build. Number two, like, the possibilities of you having a kid in your 30s is, I would say, at least like 50% more higher than in your 20s. So that's my argument, is that those things are just distractions, versus when you're in your 20s, like you said, like, you have the energy to go party at night and then come back and do whatever the hell you want. So I don't know, maybe Oh, she said I was a little too ambitious for saying that I shouldn't be complacent in my 20s, and I said I don't know about that. I just know that when I hit 30, I want to I want to plateau in my 30s. I don't want to like keep trying. Like obviously, you still want to keep striving forward, but you know what I'm saying?
I mean, let's be honest here. We all know the situation as Hispanic men. You're not gonna jump into some company at 30 and be like, yeah, by 32, I'm gonna be the VP of this company. Like
Not gonna
let's
happen.
keep it a stack. The only way that's gonna happen is you're working like 150 hours a week.
Yes.
So just imagine, like you got to start when you're in your 20s, because for us, it's a lot harder to get up there, depending what you're trying to do in life. So
And even if you're trying to just
that
build
time gap.
something,
That's what I'm
yeah,
saying. Though. Like
yeah,
when you're trying to build it, like it's a lot easier to build it when you're 20 and then let it keep growing over time, opposed to trying to build it when you're 30 and you're trying to build it because by the time if you start in your 20s, by the time you're 30, it
yeah.
seems a lot better than when you're in your 30s
And
and you're hitting your 40s.
granted, though, I gotta give it up to people that do it like in their 30s and 40s. Like they end up going back to school. They end up build switching career paths and whatever the hell they want to do, or opening stores, whatever they want to do. Like, and they do that in their 30s and they have kids and stuff. Like, I couldn't even fathom, bro. Like, I come home at like 6 or 7 o'clock after work, and I'm like, imagine if I had a kid. Like, like how much complicated like life would be. Like, you got to give it up to those people. Like, that's
And
crazy.
that was my thing with the kid thing. It's like, bro, it's a lot harder when you have a kid, and that's why I was saying, like, when you're in your 20s, it's a lot different than when you're in your 30s, because it's like that energy that we talk about. So I mean, I don't know. That's either what you got. What you got for us?
When it comes to kids, I feel like late 20s is about like the average. I feel like, in my opinion, because you're not that much older, but you're a little bit more depending.
Yeah.
Um, but you never know when you're right until it happens, and you never know how you're gonna feel until it happens. Because I can
That's
imagine.
And that's something else I can add to that. E, let me just bounce off that real quick.
You
Yo, imagine having a kid when you're 25, right? And you started busting your ass when you were like 19 years old. By that time, you already have some type of framework. Imagine
yeah.
having a kid at 28 and you're like, okay, now I'm gonna get set. Like that's
It's difficult. It's not
that's rough.
easy. Yeah, that's
Bro,
rough.
I'm taking care of my little cousins, bro. They're twins. They're like 2, 3 years old now, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, bro. Who in the right mind can do this? Shout out to my
Yeah.
aunt for that, bro. It's yo. Imagine if she didn't have some type of framework in all her 20s. She was just like, just didn't have a framework. That's what Chris is pretty much arguing. Like, yo, when you have the framework, by the time you hit 30, life gets so much easier, opposed to trying to start at 30, and then you're like, okay, let me have a kid because I'm 30 now, and I think that was the time. And you're like, wait, but that framework is not gonna gel very well together. There's a lot of factors into this. Short story long, long story short. I think it's a lot easier when you start busting your ass at 20, opposed to waiting until you're, later in life. Because
Yeah.
in life, there's other things you want to do in life that it's going to be kind of hard.
And granted, we're not trying to, shit on anybody that,
No, everybody's situation is
does their
different.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Because you'll always get that person in the comments says, oh, well, what about me? I'm like 32 and I don't have a kid and I haven't figured my life out yet. Like, cool. Everybody has their own timeline, bro. We're just talking,
exactly.
we're
we're
just
talking
talking
in the in
general
the in the
concepts.
terms of the people that can have the opportunity to do it in their 20s and have all the gateways to do it, but don't do it.
Yeah. So
So, well,
you hit,
One last comment. The generation behind, like before us, like the great grandma. I don't know how they had like 12 kids. Not gonna hold you.
yo,
Like
no cap.
I don't know how.
No cap. I actually talked to my grandma about it. I was like, yo, how did you have 4 kids? Like, just she had four and they were all back to back. And she was like 19 when she had her first one. I was like, how? Like, how'd you do that? Like, and number one, how did you be like, number one, how'd you afford it? How'd you like end up, leaving a little bit successful, like, end up having some money in retirement? Like, how do you do that? That's a lot. Like, I don't know. So I couldn't imagine having 4 to like 6 kids, because that's like the average of like, if you look back, I don't know about your guys, but I feel like
no, yeah.
all my like great uncles and shit, they've all had like 6 kids. Well, I have one that lives in Passaic, and this guy has like 12 kids, all from different baby mamas though. But he's got like 12 kids, and it's a little crazy.
Right?
I like I said, I've taken care of my cousins, and it's 1 to 2 kids max. I'm like, yo, why? Why do people do this to themselves so young? Kudos to them, man, because without them, we wouldn't be here doing this right now and having this conversation right now. So,
Very true.
if you have the opportunity, go get it. It doesn't matter what age you are. At the end of the day, though, if you have the opportunity to do it while you're young, don't throw it away. That's what we're trying to say.
Exactly.
Speaking of throwing stuff away, would you guys like to get into the NFL and what's going on with Deshaun Watson? Because that's getting messy out there.
Deshaun, Bill Cosby Watson.
It's getting to that point. There's like 13 allegations now or something like that. They just added another 4 right now. Like he's into some sexual assault problems with massage parlors and
he was fighting over that contract. Boy, you better fight if you have a career after this one.
It's a thing. Like go back like 2-3 weeks and I was here like, yo, we got to trade for him. Now I'm
you don't want that stress
now I'm like, yo, I mean, if his value is low, I would trade for him, but like I gotta know what's going on behind closed doors. Because if he did it, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I don't want that on a Jet uniform. But
okay, question. So like, what happens to these football players that have like confirmed sexual assault allegations? I don't remember a big one like a name like Deshaun Watson, but like, what happens? Like, do they just get fined or teams don't want them? Like,
they might get cut. They might.
Like, do you guys know of another big name that this has happened to? I can't think of any on the top of my head.
I'm trying to think too, and the only thing I can go based off of is really like other people that have gotten jail time for certain things, like Michael Vick, and he still found the team. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because like, if Michael Vick could find a team, what was the other one? Didn't Steve Young get into some trouble?
might have. I'm trying to remember all the time. It's hard.
That's that's so many like differences. Well, Ben Roethlisberger supposedly he has some stuff going on with him, and he's playing. So I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like it's just different things. Like
Ray Lewis murdered somebody. He's still playing. He's about to be in Hall of Fame. So
murdered somebody.
That's the rumor.
Oh, Ray Lewis. I'm thinking of Ray Rice. I thought you were saying that.
Oh.
Murdered Cody with that.
No, but you know, Ray Rice. Granted, like his career is over because they got that on video of him uppercutting.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. We're gonna have to wait and see because if he did it, then you gotta get what's coming to you.
Yeah, you gotta. They're like suspension and stuff like that. I get that, but like, then will a team touch him after that?
I think it depends. It really does depend. Like, if it was like some wild, outlandish stuff that they're gonna find out, then
I don't know. If it's 9 females, I don't know, dog. So
yeah. So I mean, like I said, if he did it, he got to serve whatever the hell's coming his way. And if he didn't do it, I think we got to start to look at the whole sexual assault stuff that goes on with men getting accused of stuff, and then their life gets ruined, and then down the line, they're like, oh, wait, it never happened. And it's like, wow, so I just lost, part of my life for getting accused of something I didn't do. And now you're telling me, like, yeah, you didn't do it? Like, that's what happened to Sean Oakman. You remember Sean Oakman from Baylor, right? The big, brawling dude that looked like he's children. Yeah, he got accused of rape right before the NFL draft, gets arrested, gets locked up. Years later, they tell him, oh, yeah, you're free to go. You didn't do nothing. And his whole life was thrown away because of that. He was supposed to be like a first-round pick. So, I mean, like I said, if he did it, Deshaun Watson got to serve whatever the hell's coming his way. If he didn't do it, we got to start looking at this situation and being like, yo, people got to, like, chill out with that whole accusing people and stuff and people losing their lives.
But multiple, like, 13 allegations? I mean, that can't be a coincidence. Like, that's scary.
Oh, no. Like I said, if he did it and everybody comes out and says, yeah, like, he did X, Y, Z and they have it right there, like, all right, that's – you got to serve your time. You did what you did. That's effed. But like I
Exactly.
said, if they come out and say, everything that happened was under guidelines, like it wasn't that sexual assault and none of that, then like I said, people got to really be careful with accusations because that could really ruin people's lives out here.
Yeah.
But brighter notes, NFL free agency. You guys were blowing up my phone this morning about Kenny Galladay, and pretty much everybody and their mother wants Kenny Galladay. So, how you guys feel about your teams personally in free agency? Like, I want to know what your guys' takes on them. Like, if you guys will give them a grade yet, if you still want to wait and see, or just like a quick, proud, disappointed of your teams.
Go ahead, E. I'll let you go first.
Uh, I'm in the middle. I'm disappointed because we haven't made any moves. Like we're signing the people we already have.
And you lost somebody.
Uh, yeah, we lost somebody, Mr. John Ross to the Jets.
Oh no, I wasn't even talking about that one. I was talking
Oh,
about
Oh, he's going to the
Carl
Giants,
Lawson.
actually.
Yeah, I was talking about
oh,
Carl.
oh,
But
and AJ Green, he went to the Cardinals. Very disappointed, but at least we're gonna wait a year, see how Joe Burrow is, and go from there. I don't think we need to sign anybody crazy.
yeah, I mean, honestly, the Bengals are one of those teams I wasn't expecting to do nothing crazy because they're kind of like stuck in a bad position right now. Of do we sign people and lose them for an entire year because Joe Burrow's not going to be here, so what's the point? Or
Exactly.
do we take that risk? So I don't
Yeah.
blame you either. Chris, how you feeling about the Giants, bro? I know a lot of Giants fans are pissed off right now.
Really? I'm kind of in the middle. I like John Ross. I like Devontae Booker as a backup to Barkley. Uh, I like that they got to re-sign Leonard Williams. That's a big piece of that defense. The Kyle Rudolph, I don't know why they had to sign him.
They don't like Ingram, I guess.
But like I don't know. I love Ingram. I really feel like Ingram like could be a key part to that offense.
They
And
might
like
they might be
Mike
running the
Glennon,
two. They might be running the two tight end set though. That's
like
something to keep in mind.
what the hell is Mike Glennon gonna do for the Giants at 31 years old?
In case
Please
Daniel Jones trips again, he got Mike Glennon to come in.
come in and just trip fancier, I guess, or at least hold the ball when he trips. So, and I know they signed a linebacker. I don't know his name. They signed some linebacker, so they added to the defense. But I am really excited about John Ross, though, to have another explosive wide receiver. Other than Sterling Shepard, because Darius Slayton, I feel like he has a lot of growing up to do. So
If Shepard's healthy though, because Shepard and John Ross are kind of under the same tree of if they're healthy.
They
yeah,
signed Juju.
no thanks. The Jets can have him.
I'll take them. Shit, the Jets have been doing real good. I don't mind.
So I don't know how you feel about the Jets.
I'm happy. We got Carl Lawson. Ethan could tell you how Carl Lawson is, and they're saying he has a huge gap to jump now. And you put him with Quentin Williams, that's gonna be beautiful. Thank you, Cincinnati.
Welcome.
You're welcome. We got Corey Davis. I'm pretty excited about that. Only iffy thing I have about Corey Davis is I know he can sometimes show some moments of not being a true number one. So I'm kind of like,
He isn't a true number one though. He's
yeah,
still
I
young,
know, I
bro.
know. He's still young, but I like him next to Denzel Mims a lot. Denzel Mims will be coming back for his second year. We got Keenan Cole. That's a dope little move that I feel like is
But
gonna go
like
under the radar.
Keenan Cole, like I was literally just those were the words that were coming out of my mouth. He was very under the radar in Jacksonville because they sucked. I feel like if he gets with a good quarterback, he could be a pretty good receiver.
Word. Yeah,
Sorry.
nah, you good. And then they've been signing small pieces, yo. We got somebody for the Justin Hardy from the Saints for our special teams. He's one of the best special teamers in the league. We signed LaMarcus Joyner, the safety from the Raiders. So I'm not too mad. They've been doing pretty good. I wouldn't mind Juju, like you guys are making fun of, because Juju, Corey Davis, and Denzel Mims would be a scary sight. Depending who the quarterback is, we just gotta wait and see what happens with that situation.
Yeah.
But with the Deshaun Watson stuff going on now, maybe he's cheaper. Maybe you trade Sam Darnold, you draft somebody, you keep Darnold. Like, still waiting to see what happens there. I don't know what to expect at quarterback next year.
So no AR, no Allen Robinson. No,
He
good
signed a
option.
franchise tag yesterday.
You for
took it.
trades? No, not worth
Hell
it.
no, I'm not trading for a 1 year player. You bugging out. So what? They can ask us for like a first round pick? Nah, I'll wait. And speaking of let's jump into the NBA now because that's something we wanted to bring up because Ethan brought it up a few days ago. I know there's been getting a lot of traction in the NBA. So Ethan, who was the player you brought up? Where was he going? And I have a team that he might also be going to.
Mr. Lonzo Ball.
Where's he going to be going? Supposedly.
Clippers, Knicks. Who knows? Those are the top two decisions right now.
Who
Hope he
wants to start?
decides to go to the Clippers.
Who wants to
Like
start this?
honestly,
Start it off, Chris. Start it off. Get it rolling.
I didn't mean to take the spot, but like honestly, I hope they don't trade for him. I hope they don't give anything up for him. That would be number one. Number two, I feel like that just brings a lot of problems. I don't know. Like he's a good player. Don't get me wrong, but I just feel like we don't need him. I don't know. Do you think we need him?
Uh,
I think if we sign him at the end of the year on a 2-3 year contract, I'm happy with that. But if we end up giving away young pieces for him for a half a year deal, nah, I don't think so.
So let me break it down a little bit. Restricted free agent, so we're gonna have his rights. So whatever team want to throw an offer to him, we can match. My only thing is like you said, Chris. I don't want to give up nothing for Lonzo Ball. Like we're running the risk of is he gonna come back? I know he wants to be in a big market because LeVar Ball's over here talking about he doesn't want to be in New Orleans. Like that's one part of it that I'm kind of like, LeVar Ball's coming with Lonzo. This dude will shut up. I don't know.
Yeah,
And obviously,
he would fit perfect in New York. Sorry,
Imagine him next to
or
Spike Lee.
LA. Yeah,
and
like
Spike Lee next to each other.
God.
But
I
yeah,
don't think
like I don't
Spike Lee
know.
would associate himself with.
Hell no, he wouldn't.
Like, yo, don't sit next to me, son, please.
But I don't know. I feel like the Knicks could use Lonzo's playmaking. The only thing that concerns me is the shooting. I know his shooting numbers are up right now, but we've seen moments where it could dip down. And this is a Knicks team where if you're playing bad, you can't afford to play bad in New York because they're gonna kill you and tell you to like pack your bags and go for free. Like they don't want you here. And Lonzo, after what happened in the bubble with him, I don't know if his mental can handle that. So I don't know. I really don't know how I feel about that. So I don't know. Let's see. Like I said, if we could sign him in free agency, cool. I'm not trading for him though. Ethan, how you feel about Lonzo Balls? I know that the Thunder have been another team that's been like rumored because of how many picks you guys have.
Lonzo's still young. I mean, I think it's his second or third year right now, so he has a chance to develop. It seems like, according to teams, like he wants to be in a big market. So OKC is not a big
OKC
market.
is not
Like
a big market.
that would not look pretty at all. So I think the Knicks, LA, he's not going back to Lakers, of course.
No.
Um, those two would
No.
probably be his best chances for him. And LeVar probably talking up his ear to try to sign or get with those two teams, depending what you guys do.
What about Miami? I just thought about that too. 'Cause I know they've been looking for pieces. They could probably use a point guard.
Miami wants everybody. Like that's all I see. Miami's interested in every single player in the NBA. It's low key frustrating.
Yeah.
But you never know. And Miami could trade for Drummond, Lonzo. Who knows?
Can we talk about separate topic if you guys are done talking about Lonzo? Can we talk about the topic of a big market?
Yeah.
Like
It's
what
not
is the I was gonna say in the age of social media and like the age of being so connected and like literally any city that there's a basketball team, like it isn't that dead. Like I don't know. Name a team that like is in a city maybe that you think is completely dead.
Utah.
Isn't that dead? Went to Utah. It's a very vibrant city. Like there's a lot of stuff to do there. It's not New York City, obviously, but it's not also the 70s or the 80s when the Jazz got there and there's like crop fields and like just mountains everywhere. Like you know what I'm saying? Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City's a pretty big city. Like there is stuff to do there. Like obviously it's not New York City, but like hop on a plane, bro. If you want to go to New York City, like. I don't know. I don't get that. Like I get like I think KD got that concept really well of like there is no such thing as like a big market anymore. Like obviously the Knicks, the Lakers are always gonna have that. The Celtics are always gonna have that history to them. But
And
like
even then, not even the Celtics. Because the Celtics are like a tier under the Knicks and late. Like,
Yeah, but like when you talk about like marketing deals, when you talk about, these sponsorships that they get, you're gonna get those sponsorships regardless. Just play better or just, put your name out there better. Like you're gonna get them regardless. So
I think the problem with the big market is the big markets have better exposure because look at a Devin Booker. Let's say Devin Booker, if you played for the Knicks, this dude would have been like a 5-time All-Star by now because he played in Phoenix and he wasn't getting a lot of primetime games. And obviously, like you said, the marketing aspect comes a little bit major because New York has so many places that you can market yourself compared to like a Phoenix.
that's true. That's true.
But like it's kind of it's hard
But
to
like,
explain because it's like like you said, the social media thing is such a big thing now where like it doesn't matter, but it still matters because look at like let's say Brooklyn is the better team on paper than the Knicks. Yet every time you see a newspaper in New York, bro, the Knicks cover the whole thing and you see like a little strip on the bottom for Brooklyn. Like the
okay,
Knicks are still gonna get more love than Brooklyn, even though they're both in the same market, and even then,
yeah,
like everybody knows the Knicks are New York's team. Like,
yeah, that's true. But I feel like at least that's always gonna be how can you say a thing.
yeah.
But I feel like it's not as big as a thing as it was like 30 years ago.
Oh no, of course not. Of course
So
not.
like I feel like that shouldn't be the deciding factor on like you wanting to move at such a young age in your career. I would get it if you're like LeBron James and you're like, all right, if I go to LA, like, or I go to Miami, like, I can make a lot more money than being in Cleveland. Okay, I understand that. But like, you're Lonzo Ball, bro. Like, your career just started 2 years ago. You aren't playing that well, regardless. Like, you go to New York, it ain't gonna make that big of a difference. So, my opinion.
Ethan, how you feel? Because you're a fan of small market teams. You're a Mets fan, a Bengals fan, and a Thunder fan. How you feel about all this? Since you usually don't get the free agents that our teams usually get.
I feel like it's when it comes to marketing, it's not only like the franchise money, but it's the fan base. I mean, when Melo was in New York, you know
Oh
how
my
many
God,
people, how many posters were hanging of just Melo?
I got one
Like it
hanging
was
over there right
ridiculous.
now.
Exactly. So you put a big name player there, and you're known for years and probably decades. Who knows? Um, Compared to OKC,
I mean, look
like
at
no
Westbrook.
one. He got traded though, but
But
like
I'm saying, like
other
Westbrook
than
was
Westbrook,
there not too long ago. You forget that Westbrook really was there not too long ago.
it's true. But like imagine like 10 years from later, they could be like, oh yeah, he was on the Wizards, the Rockets. Oh yeah, and OKC. Like it depends. Depends the player, the market, and everything. But big names will always stay the same. Knicks, LA, Boston. I feel like for basketball is different though. Like I can see Red Sox, but like I feel like all depends on the fans too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like Ethan's saying, you got to consider too the players, the jersey sales, and shit matter a lot too. So that helps their marketability a lot more. That opens the door for endorsements. Because let's be honest, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is probably not going to get as much marketing as R.J. Barrett will if R.J. Barrett continues playing at the level he is. Even though Shai Gilgeous might be averaging better numbers than RJ just because it's New York. Like, look at Obi. Obi barely been playing, and he's with Jordan. Like, it opens so many doors in bigger cities.
I feel like
Okay.
still what Chris is saying is still not like to this day compared to 30 years ago. It's much different. Like you could play at Minnesota and
Look at
San
Zion.
Antonio. Exactly. From
Yeah.
New Orleans.
Prime
Zion,
example right there.
Zion was getting
Zion.
more
He's
hype on ESPN, Instagram more than any other player in the NBA at one point.
facts. And he plays in New Orleans. That if you've been in New Orleans,
That
all
one,
there is there.
it's that one little spot, and then there's all this that no one cares
Yes.
about.
Yeah.
And be
Yeah.
honest, if LeBron wasn't in Cleveland, would he even like want to play there? Like he put them on the map to even say like Cleveland was a bigger thing.
It's because he was from Cleveland.
Yeah.
Let's keep
Because
it
he
that.
was. Yeah. I was gonna say it's because he was from Cleveland. So
That's true, Ethan. I mean, but then look at Cleveland after LeBron left. Like, no one cares about Cleveland anymore. Like, I feel like I think that's what it goes with what you're saying. Like, if you're a good player, you're gonna put that place on a map because of you, especially now with the markability. So,
But that's my point too. Like Lonzo Ball isn't that good for him to have these like I don't know protests and these like demands on where he thinks he should be. Like
I don't really think it's him. I think he thinks it, and then his dad goes and says it for no reason, and then he probably looks at him like, "Yo, really? Like, I just told you this last night, and I told you don't tell nobody. Now I see you on freaking ESPN First Take talking about it."
well, my son don't want to be in New Orleans. That's it, man. That's it.
Yeah, like
Yo, that's
I
Stephen
don't
A.
know,
Smith.
man. I don't know. I don't know how. I don't know. I really don't know. Like that's the one part of me that makes me sit there and just be like, "Oh
It's
man."
like why? Why do you want that, bro? Like it's the outcome isn't worth the stress as a Knicks fan. Like nah.
I mean, bro, like my thing is he could play make, and like the Knicks are missing that point guard, bro. You know what it is for Julius Randle to be the first person since 1981, 1982 to have more than 2 triple-doubles in a season? And the most that a Knick has ever gotten is 8, and Westbrook used to get that crap in like 2 weeks.
Literally.
The Knicks need a point guard. Like I said, Lonzo, he's a playmaker, he's a defender, he could fit the system very well. The only thing for me is, like I said, the little bits of negatives that kind of evenly line up with the positives. So I'm like, damn, I don't know if that's worth trading for at all. But
I
hey,
mean, Lonzo and Randall was teammates, you know? Yeah, a little chemistry, you know? While you're at it, you might as well get
was
D'Lo.
it? Did they play in LA together? I can't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, D'Lo, Lonzo, and Randall.
Damn, word. Because Lonzo, I forget when Lonzo got drafted. It was like 3-4 years now already. That's crazy. Time flies. Wow. But anyways, Knicks are 21-21. I don't know. I don't trade for them. I just let the Knicks rock. If they make the playoffs, cool. If you make the play-in, cool. If you miss the playoffs, cool. You still got your pick. Like it's a win-win situation all around. So I think people got to chill and just let us sit at the market unless you're gonna get like a piece that no one's thinking of, like a Terrence Ross or like a JJ Redick. And even then, I don't want to trade for any of them because Ntilikina's a lockdown defender. He's been looking insane on the court. Shooting has been a little iffy. I mean, yesterday he woke up a little bit, but I'd rather just stay put. I don't know. Ethan.
So you're saying no trades till the trade deadline at all?
No trades until all season. I don't care about the trade deadline unless something comes along like you're getting like a Victor Oladipo for a bag of chips. Then yeah, but like when I say a bag of chips, I mean like a bag of chips.
Second rounders,
like 2
niggas,
second
people
rounders
in the G
like,
League, like
I'm not doing it, bro. Like I've seen him coming off the court limping around. I'm like, nah. You see, no. I'm good. I'd rather know Kevin Knox is on the bench healthy than, oh wow, Oladipo's out for his 5th week. Damn, it's been a while. Oh wow, look, he's gonna go to Miami anyways. What a waste. Like, stay put.
Can we confirm something though, guys? Off topic. I won the fantasy basketball.
No, you didn't.
Or literally booked the poor guy. Kevin Love, D'Lo, and Bojan Bogdanovic. Like when? Kevin Love played for like 5 minutes and then got hurt, and then that'll be out for a season again.
He's healthy. I don't know what you're talking about.
So
and D'Lo's coming back in 2 weeks. So
yeah, for Kawhi, for almost MVP Kawhi, 6th ranked in the league. Unbelievable.
So Ethan, when we pulling off a crazy ass trade that is going to be very illegal.
I don't know. I got Luka. Who can give it for Luka?
Yo, I gave up 3 players for one. Don't say it's illegal.
I'll give you Nerlens Noel, Rui Hachimura, and Mason Plumlee.
Yeah, that's perfect. Just send me it. I'll send it right now. I even throw in Drummond. Just take Drummond.
I don't like y'all coming for me. And I don't appreciate y'all texting the group talking about you can veto trades.
I'm the commissioner. I had to announce it.
Had to make sure everybody was on the same page out here. You feel me?
You know, it was the first trade accepted. I had to let people know
I
you're allowed
I
to do so.
honestly thought it was gonna get vetoed. I was very surprised it didn't get vetoed, but
I
hey,
couldn't believe it.
okay.
Well, last minute, guys. Great episode. Hope you guys enjoy your weekends. Hope you guys watch plenty of March Madness basketball because we started this
Thank you.
bracket and we're gonna keep everybody posted next week when
Let's go, Zaga.
Sweet
Let's
16.
go Hoyas.
Yeah, I don't think Syracuse
Yeah.
is doing anything, so I'm not even gonna shout nothing. But guys, until then, peace.
Peace.